Hello, this section of the video is about urban drifting. You might have heard this before under the name urban dérive or urban wandering maybe as part of the French psychogeography. Essentially, as we know, urban spaces are so complex. There's all these different geographies interacting, and that can be incredibly difficult to capture, to map, if you will, when you're trying to work out what's going on and collect data on the different factors and the different characteristics that influence our sense of place or an area that we're trying to research. One thing you can do, therefore, is to use urban drifting, and a technique to go through that is essentially you can make your own, or check on our website and you can see some example card sets. But you take a set of cards that have instructions on, such as normal things like turn left, walk straight ahead, to really different approaches that might lead you somewhere a bit different, like follow something blue, walk away from the loudest sound you can hear, follow someone with a dog, that kind of thing. And that will lead you on a sort of a randomized route or drift or wander around the urban space. While you're doing that, you can think about, okay, what geographies am I interested in here? What is going on? What is influencing my experience of that place? If you're kind of just starting off, it might be handy to have certain methods or certain data in mind that you want to collect information about, rather than trying to capture everything at once, because that can be quite overwhelming. But it's a really good opportunity, as I say, to take an unplanned route around an area and see what you see. So my first card here is walk north, which is that way. So I'm going to set off now. North for a bit now, and you might want to decide in advance when to change your cards, such as every 2 minutes, or you can just decide when you want. But my next instruction is to turn left. Now, for me, that is into this private garden. It's owned by the National Trust. So I'm not going to go into that space, of course. When you're doing this sampling, you need to be aware of that limitation, that it may prevent you from going in certain places. Obviously, we're going to try and conduct this ethically and safely. So you need to think about the practicalities of this. So I'm just going to skip on to my next card, which is follow something red. And I can see down there a post box that's red. So I'm going to go that way. So I've come to my next card, and sometimes they could be actually a stationary action. I don't have to keep moving on. I can take time to take in the geography. So here it says look up and turn 360. So as I look up and around this space, look around me here, I can see, well, it's mainly a kind of a commercial interest, I suppose. This is part of the National Trust tea rooms for our Constable country over here at Flatford. And maybe stopping allows me time to take in extra elements that are kind of shaping this space. So although I might not feel any different looking at it, actually I can take in, oh, okay, so they're using local ice cream. Maybe something just adding to that kind of sense of identity or sense of place in this location by having local products that match the kind of perception they're trying to create for people, or match the representation. So essentially I will just carry on now, following my different cards around this space until I feel like I have a representative sample, until I've gone far enough. A couple of things to reiterate if you want to try urban drifting. The health and safety. So remember, as you are moving around the site following your cards, to be wary of your own safety and that of other people. Could be traffic, could be roadworks interfering with where you would need to go, could be private land. Either way, make sure you stay safe, but definitely want to give it a go.